Welcome back to another Tuesdays with Mike and Mike. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make your Airbnb kid-friendly. So one of the major themes, or I mean, is it a theme or is it more of a niche? I think it's more of a niche that
Yeah.
like family friendly short-term rentals, whether you're in a vacation town, whether you're around Disney, wherever it is, family friendly properties are huge. And there's a lot of little things that you can do to stand out to make your property kid friendly in a way that is going to make the parents want to book your property, right? So some people may think, oh, I'm going to put a PS5 in and all this stuff. Well, for me, I don't want to go on vacation so that my kid sits around and plays video games the whole time, right? So like thinking through some of those things. So fortunately, Mike Riley over here put together a checklist that we're going to run down of some things that you can do to make your Airbnb or short-term rental property kid friendly. And then if you guys want the checklist to this, you can just shoot a text the word resources to 978-242-0001. We'll make sure to get that all linked up in the comments. But again, it's text resources to 978-242-0001. We'll make sure you get this checklist and we'll set you up with our new portal, right? For a whole bunch of free resources, free downloads, free trainings, all is just a thank you for being part of the short-term rental secrets community. So you guys can check that out. But let's get back into it, Mike. What do we have first up on our checklist for kid-friendly short-term rentals?
Yeah. So number one is a pack and play, a high chair, and a stroller. Those three things are must-have if you're trying to attract families. And also, put it in your description, take photos of it. I've had one of my listings I've had on for about 2 months, and the pack and play has been used 6 times. So it's a highly used amenity, and people search for it. Like they'll search for pack and plays or cribs, while they're doing the Airbnb search, and just having, I don't even know how much they are, like $50 pack and play in there, a $20 high chair.
All in, you're under $200 for all three of those. Like literally, you go to Target or Walmart, you get the pack and play, the high chair, and a stroller for maybe $1.50, maybe $1.20 to $1.50 ish. Totally worth it though, because it is definitely some of the bulkier stuff that people don't want to pack, and it's just like, oh, it's so nice. And obviously, make sure your cleaners clean them, because if people show up and they look dirty, they're going to be grossed out. And they're like, I knew we should have just brought our own stuff, right? And then you're going to hear about it in the reviews. So make sure that that stuff gets cleaned. Any sheets or any cushions or anything that were on that pack and play need to get washed, all that good stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
So
number 2 is baby gates.
Yeah, this is actually something that I need to add to one of our properties. It's not necessarily a super like common to have little kids at this property just based on location. It's usually like adults or couples going away. But recently we had a family stay and they were like, man, you've got some steep stairs. Like you really need baby gates like for these stairs. And so again, they're not very expensive. You can get them at any of the different Walmart, Target, Amazon, wherever. But if people are traveling with kids, especially little ones, 3 and under, if you have stairs, baby gates are a must. So,
yeah.
And again, it's just easy stuff. And again, showing pictures, like if you're targeting families, showing a picture of the stairs with the baby gate on the stairs, like, hey, we've got you covered. Don't worry. Like this is a multi-level property, but we got you covered.
Yep, for sure. Number 3 is outlet plugs. And this is one that I didn't really think of. Our first property, like in the title, we have family friendly in the title. And one of our recent guests, they had like 3 kids all over the age of, I think 5. And we got to the property after they did, and I realized there was outlet plugs in there. And I was like, well, thank you. They put them in there. And I was like, wow, that is a great idea. We need to, it's like, $2 or $3 to put it in. And, it's not something necessarily to take pictures of, but it's something that when, parents come to the property and see that they're outlet plugs, they're like, all right, these hosts really care. Like they're going through the little details to put in outlet plugs. And And, you know, it's something that we got in the review too. They're like, hey, you know, this was great, but you didn't have outlet plugs. So I'm very thankful for those guests that gave us that idea. And now we've got them in just about every single one of our property now. So number 4 is cabinet protectors. Those little locks for cabinets, especially for like your cleaning supplies. Like most people put cleaning supplies underneath the sink. Definitely have that locked up. So pretty self-explanatory.
That's a good one.
There. Yeah, it's something that not a lot of people think about, but again, definitely adds value and is not expensive. Number 5 is board games.
This is huge. And again, this goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning, right? Like the parents are booking the place to go on vacation with the kids. Like they don't want the kids just sitting around playing video games or anything else. So if you have some fun board games or, you know, whether it's board games, outdoor games, whatever it is, there's a few other categories that we'll talk about in a minute, but like finding family friendly games like Clue or Operation or just games that like the whole family can sit around and play, like that's great, like for those family friendly types of properties. And again, it's maybe you spend $50 on like 5 different board games. Like they're not expensive at all. So
yeah, for sure. And take pictures of those for sure. And if you want to put them in the first, 5-6 pictures, just like the, living room area, and make sure you have the board games in there, or maybe even have a board game out in the pictures. It's definitely value add. Number 6 is kids books. That as well, especially Way of the Warrior Kid by Jocko Willink. That's one of my favorite kids books that I've read. But kids books is just another value add. Like if they're putting the kid to bed, or the kid may look at it and say, oh, there's a book. Mommy, can you read that to me? Or Daddy, can you read that to me? It's improving the experience and not a very expensive purchase. And you can go to a local bookstore and get, 10 for $1 pretty much. So,
yep.
Number 7 is kids' utensils. So plates and utensils,
cups and baby cups, everything.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. Again, you can have like a kid's cabinet. So it's not, taken away from the ambiance of the kitchen or the ambiance of like, you don't need to have like kids' placemats and stuff like that. But if you can have like some cups, small forks and knives, like we've gotten comments on that people have said, hey, you guys have really gone the extra mile to really accommodate our family. So that's something that they'll pay extra for. Anyone will pay extra for. So
one other little thing that you could do, because I've had, and I don't think it was intentional, but as like when you're running around with little kids, you're taking a sippy cup or whatever, sometimes they walk off from the property. So you could do branded sippy cups at your properties, or branded like kids wear. So even if they forget to leave it there, you kind of have marketing material that goes off with you, or that goes off with the guests, so they think of you every time little Johnny's, drinking down a stolen sippy cup or whatever. So just another thought. Again, all that stuff is not very expensive, but it's just part of branding, right? And part of that customer experience.
Yep. Number 8, and I'll let you take this one, is themed rooms.
Oh man, we're doing so much with these right now, and absolutely crushing it. So a lot of our mastermind members, they do cater to family. Some of them are around like the Disney area, and so we've gone all out on some of these themes, and we'll overlay some of these photos here. But we've done Frozen rooms, we've done Toy Story rooms, we've done Star Wars rooms, we've done, a ton. Like we'll scroll through and put some pictures on the screen here, but there's been so many themed rooms with LED lighting, and like the Star Wars room had like LED strips on the ceiling with like a Millennium Falcon on the wall, so it looked like you were flying through space because the lights were like moving over your head. Like it was cool. And like those are the ways to really stand out, because if you're going on a family friendly trip, obviously the adult rooms, you want to make those nice and classy because that's where mom and dad want to stay or whatever. But for the kids rooms, like when you can show the kids like, hey, you're going to stay in this like Harry Potter themed room or this Toy Story themed room or whatever. And the kids go, oh my God, that room is amazing. It's just like, done, sold. Like,
And
take
they're
my
coming
money.
back. They're coming back every year. And they're telling their friends about it. And they're telling their friends about it. And then all of a sudden, after one stay, you've got like 15 repeat guests that are coming for the next 5-10 years. So it is
100%.
well worth the investment, and we're seeing it down in the Kissimmee area, but it can be done anywhere. You know, it really can, and you can stand out from all the other competition, because as the supply of Airbnbs come more and more on the market, and more people are putting, you know, their homes, second homes on Airbnb, you got to find ways to stand out, and this is definitely in the top 5 of ways to stand out, is make it more family friendly. So number 9 is washable furniture cushions and washable rugs, like anything, washable everything, because there will be stuff spilled, there will be, you know, stuff written on. So if you can get, when you're purchasing your furniture, one mistake that we made with our first property is we got a pull-out couch, and it didn't have the cushion covers that you can take off, like zip off, and it, you know, got stained from the first kid who spilled, like, you know, a popsicle on it. And, you know, we had to get the actual cushion covers on there that are, you know, don't look as good as a natural, you know, couch cushion does. So there's a lot of good washable rugs out there too. Kids will spill their apple juice or spill, you know, some sort of juice or whatever on there. And it's just it's, you know, not as much a value add for the guest as it is for us to retain our investment. So last but not least is outdoor amenities. So wherever your place is, if it's in the mountains, if it's on the beach, if it's, you know, in the city, if it's anywhere, I mean, if you can give them some sort of outdoor amenities so the kids can go outside and play, you know, if you're near water, you don't have to go out and get like kayaks and stuff like that. But if you can get like little floaties, just as simple as like cornhole or, you know, beach chairs and beach toys, any type of outdoor games.
Cornhole is huge, man. It's so easy to set up. Everybody loves playing it. Like, it's a no-brainer. Cornhole is a go-to for us. Like different types of chairs, like foldable chairs and things like that, like little kid-sized chairs. Not that they sit in one place for too long, but it is a nice little amenity to have. I'm trying to think of some of the other outdoor games that we've done. We always go with cornhole because that's an easy one.
Like paddleball, badminton, little things that, you know, 10-year-olds can play as well. Yeah. Fishing rods, like at our place, we've got fishing rods. Let's see. I think
we have sleds. We have plastic sleds.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and all that, at least for us, if you have the right insurance, and I think we've done a session on insurance over the last few weeks, it is covered by, you know, proper insurance as well, and short-term rental insurance. So if something does happen, covered. So that's the list of 10. There's a list of 2 things that you don't want. So number 1 on that list is nice glassware. You don't want nice glassware. Kids can break it. Definitely don't want it like sitting out. If you do have nice glassware, like kind of put it on the top shelf somewhere. I've had plenty of glasses broken, but you know, it is a place that a lot of people are going to come in and out, and they're going to be around a lot of their kids. You don't want glass breaking, them stepping on it and that sort of thing. It's, you know, keep it cheaper, and don't get the nice china. And then number 2, things that you don't want: crayons, markers, and coloring books. That just kind of gives a sign to the kids like, hey, they're providing crayons, markers, coloring books. Like, what if I miss and write on the couch? What if I miss and write on the wall? Or what if I just decide I'm going to go over and write on the wall? We don't want that, especially, you know, if it's a busy property that you have and you have same-day turns, and you know, the cleaners can't paint your wall for you on the same-day turn. We do not want that. So I wouldn't encourage anything with crayons, markers, or coloring books. So
that's a good one. And again, this is universal, whether that's for kids or not, but make sure that you have fully sealable mattress protectors on every bed, not just the kids' beds, but every single bed that fights against, kids peeing in the beds, fights against any insects or any other gross stuff. Like, get good mattress protectors for every bed in the house, including sleeper sofas. Because a lot of times the kids will sleep on the sleeper sofas, right? So make sure that you have those covered up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike. Thank you for putting this list together. So again, everybody, we'll include the link below, but you can text resources to 978-242-0001 to get a copy of this checklist and a whole bunch of other free trainings and checklists that we put together for you guys, STR Nation here. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.